Hello and welcome. My name's Sam and this is the Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today and welcome to our first project for this week's stamp set of the week, Woolly Friends. It is a 18 stamped image, two-step stamping. So you've got the outline and the infill. So you've got two ways of looking at this sheep. You've got one head, which hasn't really got an infill. You've got flowers, there's a bow, there's a bell, and then there's lots of sentiments to go with it. So it is a really, really good stamp set. I've had great fun with it already, and I think I'm probably going to have a few more fun projects with it as well. So let's turn the camera around and we can see what supplies we need and what card we're going to make. I've got my tea. Let's go. Okay, so what have I got? So as I said, I've got the stamp set. It comes with a punch. Punches out the body, the head, the bow. No, sorry, the bow and the bell. So it's all really good fun. This is the card we're going to create this morning. It's this one here. Let's take it out of its packet so it doesn't shine. It's a flock of sheep, and then there's this one fabulous one in the middle, and it says you're simply fabulous. So you could stamp it inside and just say happy birthday if you wanted to. Right, so let's bring in the supplies. I have got crumb cake that measures 8 inches by 5 3/4. I have a piece of shaded spruce that measures 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. I then have a piece of not whisper white, basic white, which measures 3 1/2 by 5 1/4. I have a scrap for stamping, and I have a piece for my sentiment. Now this is 3/4 inch by 1 3/4 inch. And I have a piece of post-it note. Oh, excuse me. And lots of cut out pieces of post-it note of sheep shapes so that I can do some masking. Right, so basically what you need to do is, this is a post-it note. The sticky part is at the top. I've stamped out the sheep on here and then just cut round on the edge, not outside the edge, but actually on the edge, so that it's a snug fit with the sheep I'm about to stamp. So that's the first thing we're going to do. So let's do the stamping. So I need, I'll tell you the colours I'm bringing in. So I'm bringing in Shaded Spruce stamp set, a Early Espresso stamp set, ink set, and I've got Light Pecan Pie. Right, so let's start with, where's my head gone? There it is. Right, we're ready to go. So the first thing I'm going to do is stamp the head of the sheep. So that's going to go just down there. Perfect. Then let's cut that out in my punch. I'm just going to slide that down. Make sure I'm happy with where it is. It's a bit upright. And then there we go, one sheep's head. Then I'm going to stamp my sentiment, which I'm using You're Simply Fabulous. I'm going to stamp that in the Shaded Spruce. I'm just going to sip my tea because my sounds like I've got a frog in my throat. Ooh. Matt came with it. Right, let's try that. So I've done that one. Let's stamp up this. So ink it up. Straight down. There we go. Now, just to give it a bit of, I don't want to put a frame around it, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it an edge in the Shaded Spruce. And this helps it stand out. And I'm literally just dipping it in each edge. And as you can see, there's a light green. So that's one head up there. The words "You Are Fabulous" up there. Close this for the time being. Excuse me. And bring in my stamping for my sheep. So the best thing to do is to do your first 3 grounded sheep. So 1, 2, and then the 3rd one. Then you mask it over with your mask that you've created. So I've got 1 there, and then I'm going to put 1 there. And then I can bring this one in. Okay. Oh dear. And then this last one is going to go just in. That's upside down. Let's put it in there. And then I can put my other one there. So there I've got my 4 sheep, or my 5 sheep. And then you're just going to work your way up to the top of the sheep. A sheep pile. Put that aside for a second. And then every sheep bar the one that's in the middle, you're going to draw around it. You could colour it in, but I'm just wanting them to be slightly plain and boring. Oh, sounds like Bella's out in the garden. My son will sort her out. Okay, so when you've done that with all the sheep, like so, it will look like, oops, she said, the one I made earlier. So as you can see, it's slightly time consuming, so that's why I went ahead and did it. So now what we need to do is we need to put the sheep's head on, but we're not going to cover all the sheep's heads. So back to the early espresso. So we're going to have this one in the middle. Okay. And then I'm going to put 1 here and 1 here. I'm going to make a pyramid. I'm going to put 2 in. So we could put 2 there. Just make sure it's within the body of the lamb. Otherwise, you're going to have to mask it. And then I just need 1 at the top, which I think is going to be that one. And I do need to mask that one. So let's put that there. And I'm going to put that one there. And then my little sheep's head can go there. And you can, he's hiding behind the sheep. So now we've got our triangle of sheep. I want to colour this one in. I'm going to use the shaded spruce. But I'm going to do it as a stepped off version. So what I've done on this one, as you can see, I've put an arrow because I found it was easier to work out which way. Once I'd worked out which way it went on, it's easier just to put an arrow. And I've marked it with a Sharpie pen, and that's all. So stamp up my, or ink up my stamp, step it off once, and then I'm just going to put my glasses on so I can see what I'm looking at. Hover over my sheep, and then press down, hold it for a couple of seconds, and there he is. Now I know it's covered up his head. That's not to worry about. I just wanted to make sure it was in the right place because I've obviously got this one to add on the top and my sentiment. Right, let's do that. I've got my dimensionals. I'm going to pop 1 on here, lift that off, and then I can pop him over the top. There we go. And then I'm going to pop this here, probably right over to the edge. Excuse me. Definitely got a frog in my throat. There's some really nasty bugs going around here at the moment. And no sooner have we seem to have got rid of one than I've got 2 down with another one. My husband and my eldest are full of nasty bugs. And my husband's just had the flu jab as well, so you would think he would be slightly immune to something. That's not quite straight. I'm just going to ease it up. There we go. Right, we can now mount that onto this card with a bit of glue. It's amazing how the card pops once you've put like a backing on it. Come on, I can feel you full, so there's no good hiding from me, Mr. Glue. Just because it's a Monday. Right, so that's going to go onto there. I'm going to fold over this. Bring in my bone folder. Make sure it's burnished. And then this can be added to my card. And they're a very quick and easy card to create. The only thing that might take a little time is the colouring in. But because we're not colouring in the full sheep, only the outside, it doesn't take that long at all. So, excuse me, there we go. This is our card for today. I hope you like it. I'm just going to tip my camera because it does seem to have slid and I don't know why. There we go. Hopefully that's not too bad. So these are the cards that we've created today. I will be back on Wednesday with my second card. If you want to, don't forget you can add bling on here, but I haven't on this one, but I have on this one. So which do you prefer, the one with bling or the one without bling? Decisions. Anyway, back on Wednesday. Do catch up with me then. Take care. Bye.